Hello Earth, welcome to episode 6 of season 5 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming a programming substrate called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out github.com/autocodnl/cell. I'm pasting now the link in the description. So today we're going to have some fun with this thing called VIBEY that I've been working on since episode 1 of this season, and I'm still figuring out what VIBEY should be. So far this is what I have, because I'm realizing that most people working with code probably soon are not going to be looking at much code anymore. They're going to be looking at natural language descriptions of code. I'm not super sure about it, but now the probability that I grant to this is higher and higher with every passing day. So I'm realizing documentation and LLMs are essential in this process. So that's where VIBEY is coming from. VIBEY will be a sort of a front end to the back end. The front end being the agents and the description of the system, and the back end is the system itself. So I had this list of 4 things. You have the documentation and what you're building, and then you have the other 2, which are the dialogues and the tasks. But I'm actually even thinking of simplifying this, because you could consider the tasks to also be part of the documentation, really. The tasks can also be about what you're missing, or you can even perhaps derive the tasks from taking a diff between the documentation and what you're building. So perhaps it's really the whole thing about 3 things. It's documentation, what you're building, and then the dialogues. The concept of the agents being dialogues, markdown that you can actually read and interact with, is essential, I think. It's really Unixy, everything is a file. So this is the spec I had. Basically have the LLMs generate with me, and then so what do I want to build here? What feels the most fun, more interesting for me, is like, rather than hard code how the agents should behave and have the behavior of the main agent spawning the other agents, I want it to be as free form as possible. Actually, I should write this down. Decisions. Don't hard code the main agent into the VIBEY flow. Rather, allow VIBEY to spawn agents through MCP or an endpoint, really, and let agents decide if they should spawn agents. Every agent is an agent, though. Agents can interact with each other through files, which are their own internal dialogues. More thoughts. These are not decisions. So these are thoughts. So no need to scream. Don't hard code the main. Am I recording? Yes. Another decision is don't separate tasks, just have tasks as part of the docs. The model becomes only 3 things. Docs, dialogues, and what you're building. A better name for what you're building is what do I call it? Something with D. A deed. A deed is an action that is performed intentionally or consciously. Fuck it, we could call it that, right? Yeah. The docs, the dialogue, and the deed is what should. It's an action, right? It's something that is done. So you could call work as something that is done. The deed being whatever is or has been built. So we can change this. It also contains the list of things that need to be worked upon, pending tasks. Whatever final result you want to achieve. This goes away. First two are documents. The last one is a flow. Changes to the deed and the documentation. Docs main MD. Description of the deed, links to other documentation. Actually, we can call it docs instead of docu. Docs instructions to agents that are picking up work. For example, how many agents or workflows. Just describe it. So use text to coordinate from your browser. Container. Because there has to be containerization, right? I don't want agents to be running while on my computer in YOLO mode. Yes, so agents don't mess up your local environment too much. So we have the files. Actually, we can rename files to docs. I guess you can call them files, sorry, because you can use the same API. I can ask it to rename endpoint to be post dialog instead of post chat. View. Interesting. Parallel. Yeah. Okay, the dot n.2. For tools, launch agent, the equivalent of making a call to spawn a new dialog. Yes. All right, so we're starting to get there. No need for this. This is not necessary either. This was all the to-dos, right? Agent spawner inside VIBEY server. There's basically if agent loop, whenever there's a file updated, this is brilliant. The server hits itself at cost dialog with docs main md as no, actually it's not like that. Starting dialogues when there's a change. starting a dialogue, a new dialogue. So it could be whenever a file is changed, the AI comes and checks it, or you can just say, just pick it up. I think I can do this. To get the ball rolling, not rallying, just to start one dialogue and let agents spawn other agents based on the instructions. It's quite freeform. Yeah, and here I can put this has to be moved up. Lush markdown editing, lush visual of each dialogue with the possibility to interrupt it and converse with it. Docs and dialogues are just markdown files in VIBEY. Yeah. So we can do something like this. Points of contention. What about versioning? Should VIBEY provide it? I'd rather add a snapshot taking that can include either docs, dialogues, did, or all three as a zip file. Save it outside before an agent wipes it and overzealous. Yeah. Versioning. What else is bothering me? Want having tasks as a markdown file or several generate a lot of agents stepping for each other. What if they can communicate in a common area? Where they tail the last lines. This can be just done as the instructions. It doesn't have to be hard-coded in VIBEY. VIBEY allows you to explore these patterns. Let's put this in the notes. Anything else? No need for a loop. When they start, agents can figure out what's necessary, if they need to spawn more or not. When agents start modifying main.md, it can be just doc. Slug. Can just do a status. So around here. Estoy solo con mis botas llenas de lluvia. No need for the roll. Let's just do this. Please check out VIBEY.md and let's figure out what's left to define to start work. Start. Just reading too much. Reading too much. Just look at VIBEY.md, VIBEYServer.js, and VIBEYClient.js. Yeah, I just have both tabs, one for dialogues and one for tests. Yeah. And the rest I can improve on the roll. Yeah, dialog should not be shown. Let's look at the endpoints to see if this makes sense. The ones for files. It is completely unnecessary. Show sent item. I want to remove necessary endpoints and make sure the ones we have that if we add some, I know. This two can go, I think. Have these three. Also explain to me what is currently at yeah, the pending tool call should not be in the server. Yeah. no, no, I don't want this. I'm such an old fart. I don't want to give up control already. It's crazy. But remove pending tool calls from a server memory. Have it written down in the markdown. When agreeing to execute dialog, who posts to execute? By human intervention. I'm going to execute from there, but yeah. Save that in the markdown of the dialog and resume the dialog. Yeah, because if I go here, yeah, execute tool, it just does it. This is the same endpoint as the user does for starting a dialog. Change this. And we can say, please check the section on tools for dialogues. I want to resume the dialog. Also save you can do blanket authorizations for the tool. Let's say one per type. And have that available at the markdown. When a tool request comes from a dialog, the server checks if it was authorized or not in that dialog. If it was, it goes through. Otherwise, the dialog goes to pending. Does this all make sense? Do you have comments or doubts? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Also save also save when spinning the dialog. If there are global authorizations, put them right there from the beginning. Read please what I just wrote in VIBEY.md. I lean towards 1 for sure. I want the authorizations to happen in the flow of the dialog, not at the top necessarily. They are really a user action. Make sense? It's tempting, eh? Uh-oh, did I burn a lot of money just now? Yep, I did. Yeah, let's just see if I can get out. Make the changes to VIBEY.md where appropriate. I want to see your explanation with more detail of how all the endpoints look. Nice. Nice, it caught it. Interesting. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I don't understand this. Let's just read this. This is a mess. Or is it I'm just tired? Oh yeah. If I authorize it. So I change this to VIBEY.md. I removed endpoints that I think are unnecessary. In this system, what happens when I understand that if the tool is authorized, the dialog keeps on going, but when the tool is not authorized yet, yeah. Who writes the result of a tool to Markdown if tool execute is stateless? I'm having fun, I have to say. No, it's just doing whatever. No, this is very unclear. When dialog calls a tool, once the tool is sent, is one written into the markdown, sent back to the LLM to continue the dialog. It's not authorized. In both cases, the stream finishes since we are sending a new yet. The dialog is moved to pending. The request is rejected. Dialog plays as pending here. Hello, stop. User to stop the stream of a dialog, to mark it as done. I think you're making a mess, unfortunately. Do we even need an endpoint for the tool? Can't it just be read from the MD of the stream by the server? Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for watching.